What's going on? It's Riley back with another market update. Today is Tuesday, June 21st, 2022. Before we jump into inventory, if you like this video, if you find it helpful, if you find it informational, go ahead and subscribe, like the video. It really helps the video out just in general. But yeah, let's get right into inventory. Jumping right into inventory, we have 12,542 active listings on the market, and that is up from 11,243. That's an 11.6% jump in 1 week time. Again, what did we see happen? You know, this isn't super surprising, right? We've been over this. It's the Fed raising rates, it's pricing people out, it's creating less demand, therefore supply is being longer on the market, therefore we have more on the market, right? So it's not surprising that we have these jumps, especially something like an 11.6% jump week over week. We haven't seen the double-digit jump in a while, and we just did. Well, the Fed just raised rates by 75 basis points, or basically 0.75%. That affects interest rates. We're well into the sixes now. As estimating an interest rate, we're well into the sixes for a mortgage. So it's pricing people out, and they're no longer able to buy houses. This is pretty basic. But with that being said, why are they raising rates? Is because they're trying to combat inflation, right? They pumped all this money into the market, therefore we have a ton of inflation. It's like they forgot what economics was, and they just decided to print money like a crazy person, which, whatever. That's what they did, and we have to deal with the consequences now, which is inflation. They're trying to get it down. Practically, what is inflation peaking, right? That's the main question. One of those aspects I look at is gas prices, and there's a station right by my house over here. It's a Chevron. It's more expensive, but it got up to $5.99 a gallon, and it was going up 10-20 cents every single week, if not even shorter time increments going up. And it peaked at $5.99, and then it went to $5.89, then to $5.79. Now it's at $5.74. So I think practically there might be some things that are peaking. Finally the raising of these rates are finally taking place and doing their job, and it's causing inflation to peak. Again, it's pricing people out of the market, but the Fed just wants to get inflation down to 2%, which is a pretty hard thing to do. Lucy's a little scared because we have an AC guy over, but we're going to jump right into the Cromford report. We have a 210.2 as the CMI, which is basically, again, how many buyers per listings out there. So about 2.1 buyers for every listing. So we're still in the seller's market. Demand still softening. 91.1 is what demand is, and then supply is going up at 43.4. And you can see this in the chart, this next chart that I'm going to put up on the screen here. You can see how it went up from December of last year. It started really peaking in January, February, and then started to just do a huge downturn within the CMI. And that is because of those interest rates, right? We're just having less people buy. And so the CMI is going down, softening the seller's market that it was. We were up to almost like 4.5 buyers for every listing out there, but now we're sitting at 2. So again, still a seller's market, but where you can see how much it's softening with that chart there. The next thing I wanted to show you is just the top 17 cities again, and that is basically just showing huge decreases across the board from month over month rather than week over week. This is from June 16th, so last week, but you're still seeing huge decreases, 30-40% decreases in certain cities, and it's just, you get to a certain price point and people are saying, even not even just for first-time home buyers, but people that have a regular mortgage and they want to upgrade or downgrade, they're like, I don't want to pay that much more than I'm paying right now. I'm locked in at 2.75, locked in at 3.5, and now I'm gonna go out and get a new rate at 6 something. It's like, it's just not worth it for them. And then the last chart I want to just put up on the screen is listing success rate. So we're seeing a lot more listings be less successful in selling because what are sellers doing? There's some sellers out there that are going to price high because they saw what everyone else was getting, and they still want to get those numbers. They still want to get above ask. They want to, they have a $500,000 house. They're pricing at $525. Really, if they priced at $490, they'd get multiple offers and get $510, or something like that. But they're pricing high, and so they're having to come down. A lot of these iBuyer programs are still, they have houses that have been on the market for 3-4 months now. They just don't know how to price houses, and it wouldn't be surprising to me if they're going to be showing losses in this next quarter. One of these brokerages called Open Door just announced that they had their first profitable quarter. I would not be surprised if it is a loss next quarter. Practically, what I'm seeing with my own clients is a lot less buyers wanting to buy, and that makes sense. We're seeing this kind of crazy time period. Some people are saying the market's going to dip. Some people say it's not because of the supply and demand. We just had such a small supply for so long. You know, and so people are wanting to wait and see what's going to happen. If they don't want to buy at the top, they don't want to buy at the peak, and especially if the interest rates are this high, they just don't want to be paying that much for a house, and so they're going to be sitting on the sidelines, which is totally okay. If you are not comfortable buying a house because of the you know, up and down, very volatile market that we're in right now, then don't do it. You know, if you're not comfortable, don't do it. I've got a few cash buyers as well, which interest rates don't affect, but again, you know, they kind of wanted to sit on the sideline as well and see kind of what's going on with the market, because people are saying that it's going to crash. In my opinion, I don't think we're going to see a crash, just because we have so many people out there. Consumer sentiment right now is at an all-time low, which is basically how consumers see the market. We have so many people out there that are calling for, oh, you know, real estate's going to crash, it's going to crash, it's going to crash. Well, when you have that many people expecting it to crash, people are going to jump in when prices start to actually come down, and therefore it'll just kind of keep the demand there because supply just really isn't there. So that's just kind of my opinion. If anyone tells you that they know what the market's going to be like in 6 months to 12 months, they're lying to you. The market is always right. People are always wrong. People have been calling for a crash for the last 5 years. Some people have changed positions. You know, even like a figure like Dave Ramsey thinks that the market will, you know, housing prices won't come down because historically housing prices don't usually come down, and it's only happened one time for an 8-month period according to him in 2007, 2008. So just an interesting tidbit there. But if you like this video, if you found it informational, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this video. If you have any comments, comment them down below. My name is Riley Rhodes with Team CR Realty, where Arizona real estate is seen.